What's up, Harley Green? All right. Trying to get in the light. Maybe I'll do it like this. Yeah, I think that's better. Cage, what's going on? All right. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Babbitt. This is your host, Brian Anthony, reporting for duty. Brian Anthony, reporting for duty. Yeah, I caught it, Harley Green. I caught it. Some power y'all dealing with, man. But guys, I just want to, I think the subject what we're going to talk about is, okay, so remember the video I did a couple of videos ago, Independence Day. The opening act to World Party 3 is in the books, guys. So in case you haven't heard, here's all the latest unsubstantiated gossip about the party that's secretly been kicked off. Yeah, exactly, Harley Green. So there was a so-called firefight. Submarine sandwiches. 2 submarine sandwiches. You have the U.S. and the Rush. And they hit us and we hit them. So supposedly we hit them and 13 crew members died, something like that. They hit us and our sandwich sank. Our submarine sandwich sank to the bottom or something like that. And then the VP was on his way, I believe, flying to New Hampshire, and Air Force 2 made an emergency turnaround and headed back to D.C. So the stories about all of these events keep changing back and forth. I'm trying to get the light better. So the official story hasn't yet come together yet, but it's just about everything has been changed, and then world leaders all around the world are now having meetings, emergency meetings with each other. Over in the Mideast, Israel, the Israelis, Syria has been getting hit, and some Hezbollah, which is a part that's controlled by the Iranians, the Iranians, that this thing is hot, guys. This thing is hot. And so far, all the official stories are, they keep changing. All the facts keep changing because they're creating a narrative as they go along. But something about there's a total eclipse. I didn't realize that. I think J.K. Bugeye was the first one to, when he started making his stuff about the 4th of July, Independence Day. J.K. Bugeye had said Easter Island eclipse, and I wasn't aware that it's going to be like total darkness for a certain hemisphere or something like that, certain part of the world. We're not going to see it here anyway in North America. And it's happening now. It started today, like on the 2nd. Go figure. And I believe it's going to be the 2nd through the 5th. And it's also some type of spiritual occult significance, some type of Freemasonry significance. Actually, there was a report I just listened to. Chico and Debbie Jimenez. Yeah, they just did something about the 4th of July, why the 4th of July or something like that. And it's pretty good information. A lot of that stuff I didn't know. So it's definitely interesting times. There are signs in the heavens. You can feel the tension in the air. Definitely Harley Green. And appreciate the thumbs up. And yeah, man, I appreciate all my new subscribers, man. Welcome aboard. Thanks to the Babbitt, Beyond Babbitt. But there are signs in the skies and the heavens. We can read that stuff. It'll be telling us a story right now, and it'll be showing us these things. And a lot of people blind to it. But the opening act is in the books. Separation. We've been talking about the separation. We've been talking about the preparedness. And man, I quoted a while back about where judgment. Good morning, Chrissy Ivory. Shalom. So I quoted a while back that where judgment. All right. Wow. So judgment begins Yah said, judgment begins in my house in one verse. In another one, he said, judgment begins in the sanctuary. Man, there's been so many people dying left and right. Dying left and right. And recently, just about, was it yesterday or the day before? Actually, the same day the baseball player died. Well, that's when I was made aware of it. Okay, Joe Hagman. With Hagman, man. Rest in peace to Joe Hagman. The Hagmans are in, yes, Chrissy Ivory. The Hagmans are basically private investigators who've been, had a radio show and then got in the internet shows. I've been listening to them for a while. Haven't listened, been a regular listener here recently, but, I used to listen to them every day. And they, I think I got exposed to them from Steve Quayle. And then they used to make guest appearances on, especially Doug Hagman, the dad, guest appearances on Alex Jones' InfoWars, and then on Rick Wiles' True News. And, then they had their own show, the Hagmans, man. And when I first started listening to him, Joe, I don't think he was saved or nothing like that, but he ended up getting saved and stuff like that. And, the show used to talk about God and stuff like this, but he just died this last weekend. And his dad did a show on it, Doug. If it wasn't coming from Doug, I wouldn't have believed it. And the funny thing about it, Doug has been sick for a number of years, in and out of the hospital and different medications and stuff like that. And he's still ticking along. And Joe has seemed to be healthy, and he died 36 years old. But if Doug hadn't said it, I wouldn't have believed it. But he said Joe died of an apparent heroin overdose. An apparent heroin overdose. My condolences to Joe's widow and Doug and their entire family, man. And me and my buddy were talking about it, and he said, you never know what people are going through. And that's true, man. I never would have, thought that. But that's just to say, we're not, age is no, the young baseball player, the pitcher for the LA Angels just died in Texas. They were going to play the Rangers, I believe in Arlington. Just died in a hotel room. They're not saying the reason why, but that's just to say, and he was 27. And that's just to say that not guaranteed time. They're not guaranteed time. People think, oh, I got, at least till I'm 60, 70, or 80 or whatever. No, you can go at 18. I had a lot of friends who go before 18. You can go in your 20s. You can go in your 30s, 40s, 50s. And you just don't know when your time is, your day is. But I'll tell you what, back to the opening act. Also, they're saying that, and who was that pointed this out? J.K. Bugout got this information from another YouTuber, and he left the information, but was it Prince Harry And the woman, what's her name? I forgot his wife's name. But their baby is getting christened on July the 4th. Tomorrow. Their baby, their child is getting christened tomorrow on July the 4th. Megan, yeah, there we go. Thank you. And this coincides with the total eclipse in the sky. Like I said, this is a big Illuminati day. These signs in the heavens, they go by that. They know what these things that read, and that's part of the quote unquote secret society. They can read it and they want to keep it secret, so we don't. So basically, they can control us. So keep us in the dark. So. And they do things according to these stars and movements of the planets and things like this. And so this eclipse means something. It means something. And some major things are going on. And I believe J.K. Bugout is saying, according to the Pet Goat 2, he's decoding that maybe that little baby. And according to what that actor said, the one who killed himself and was saying what was going to happen on July 4th this year, maybe that little baby is the anti. I thought the anti was already here, but we'll see. I thought the anti was already like an adult right now. We'll see. But this baby, they're christening it on July the 4th, and they're saying that baby could be the anti. And if that's the case, we're looking at about 30, 40 years, maybe, before full maturity and the coming about of, because we don't know, man. Everybody always thinks it's going to be next year or every year, oh man, something big is happening this, and time is just, we don't know the time. But we see the signs. We can read the signs. And it's getting close, man. So, with all these emergency meetings with these different countries, all of the countries are coming up with BS answers. Nothing is matching. In other words, the opening act to the World Party is pretty much still secret until right now. It's still secret. So maybe they're still trying to negotiate it or orchestrate it. Because at the end of the day, NWO, Novus Ordo Seclorum, New Secular Order. Secular means world. Go figure. And that started. It's already started, guys. So remember the Economist cover magazine, which was redone. The currency was supposed to go away 2018. Supposed to go into digital currency. And speaking of that, Facebook is bringing out a new digital currency. So the thing on the Economist cover looks like a phoenix. It looks like a Bitcoin on its chest. Could be the Facebook coin. And the guy Steve Forbes allegedly wrote Zuckerberg and told him he should name it the Mark. He should name the Facebook coin the Mark. Like the mark of the beast. Guys, we're there. We're there. And it'll be a crypto. It's a cryptocurrency. And if all the fiats collapsed this year, which it was supposed to burn last year, but you see how Bitcoin shot back up? Cryptos are going to be it. Now, remember, they're going to offer the anti-silver, gold, and precious stones. So those things are going to be value until the very end. Yeah, CEO of Bank of America Cashless Society. Orlando Friday, shalom, shalom. Yeah, we're done with their society. That's the coming out. We need to separate. That's what that's about. That's what that's about. That's what I was saying on the other one. There should be time no longer. On the, watch the last couple of videos I've been on. The separation is happening now. Because if we don't pull out now, we're gonna be locked in the system. It's better to be locked out than to be locked in, because to be locked in, you're gonna have to take the mark. You're just gonna have to take it. Right hand or forehead. It's gonna be physical. And that's what's on the other side of this world party, guys. The NWO. And remember, the war is supposed to kill a third part of the earth. Well, not just the war. With the famine, the pestilence, and the war. It's supposed to kill a third part of the earth. 2 billion, 2.5 billion people. Just think of how many new diseases there is and how many of them now are drug resistant, antibiotic resistant. They get stronger now when you try to treat them with that stuff. Look at all the places where the food is flooded. The farmers can't plant. It's not just in the U.S., it's in other countries as well. Some say it's orchestrated. Oh well, maybe. Some say they're steering it due direct energy. And some say it's the planet, Nibiru, that's in our atmosphere again, that the Anunnaki jumped off the last time they came. Whatever it is, guys, it's coming, and it's here. It's here. They're making more announcements about the quote-unquote UFOs and stuff like this. Probably this alien disclosure thing is going to happen on the other side, maybe even during. Here's a thought. What if during the world party gets so bad where everybody's almost annihilated, and then the quote-unquote aliens and the UFOs show up and save the day? How many people would turn towards them and be like, hey, that's him? No, the first one is the fake one. We looking for the second one. The first one is the fake one. The anti comes first. Then the Mashiach comes and destroys the anti and gets his kingdom and rule and reign on the earth forever. Y'all been watching too many of them Left Behind movies. Looking at them charts, them prophecy charts. Waiting for the opposite, right? Yeah, the fake one comes first. And now I'm hearing people again picking up talking about the rapture's coming soon. The rapture's coming soon. And tribulation is what's coming. Judgment is what's coming. The judgment of the spirit of burning and the spirit of judgment. Isaiah 4. That's what's coming. That's right, the Guardian. He came the first time he came as a lamb. This next time he's coming as the lion. Man, me and my buddies was talking yesterday, man, about the fire. See that fire, that same fire that's gonna burn up the wood, the hay, and the stubble? That same fire is a refining fire to the silver and the gold, to purify, to make perfect. You see what I'm saying? The same fire that's gonna burn up the wood, the hay, and the stubble is gonna make perfect. It's gonna purify. A refining fire to the silver and the gold. That's a blessing. He who can receive it, receive it. And be ye blessed. To cleanse the garden. I know that's right, Harley Green. Yeah. We're gonna rule, man. But he who endured to the end shall be saved. You can't get too comfortable. Being like, oh yeah, I've been walking with God so long, I can do what I want to do now, because I'll never get to that point. because you still have to work out your own salvation with much fear and trembling. Don't get too comfortable. And yeah, man. So there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen, man. So we don't know who he's chosen to take out of here, because when you read Revelation chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, and chapter 9, it's a bunch of saints that's gonna get killed. They're gonna die. And the ones that come out of Great Tribulation, it's gonna talk about all the stuff they was going through. No more tears. That's what it say. Because it talk about all the stuff that they were going through, and he says, wipe their tears away. Shoo. And most of them that come out of it was martyred, were witnesses. The Greek word martyr is translated witness in our scripture in the English. So they were witnesses. You know what I mean? So that's the times we're in, guys. Those are the times we're in. But in Isaiah 4, those who he decide, now it's his choosing. And maybe some people aren't strong enough. Maybe some people, if he leaves you down here, when it start getting bad, you'll switch side and lose your soul. So maybe some people he gonna have to, let you get caught up in something and die. So your soul will be preserved. But others, because when you read the scripture, the saints gonna be down here battling until he come back. He said, occupy till I come. And it is a point where it say the anti gonna be wearing out the saints. But it say, but those who know their God shall be strong and do exploits. So it's gonna be some down here that's putting up a fight, a mighty war, a spiritual battle. And the spiritual plays out in the physical. And that's what we're going into now. So the bombs, the war because the 4 horsemen are riding. So. And the last horse is what? The pale horse? And he that said it on him name was death, and hell followed with him. Yeah. All right, Harley Green, man. Glad you can join me, man. Have a good night. So, first act is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Now, a lot of people are getting ready to celebrate. Tomorrow is the 4th. But we're going to have tanks in the middle of Washington, D.C. Man, you think it's going to you think Marshall Dillon Lawman is coming for the parade? Huh? Or you think that's to protect us from the Ruskies and the Chi-Coms? Remember what that guy said was sitting down in Mexico? Yeah, Guardian, we talked about that. That's what we're talking about, the opening act. So, here in El Paso, Texas, they just rushed the border. They set up and they just rushed the border. A lot of the quote unquote migrants busted through in El Paso, Texas. And they had to send reinforcements. We don't know if this is an invasion army. We don't know what it is. But the goal is to take the good old U.S. down. I mean, if you're going to build a new world, you have to first destroy the old world. And that's what's happening. That's what we're looking at. Pretty soon the currency is not going to be any good. But what we don't know is what they're going to take it to. But we do know that silver, gold, and precious stones are going to be precious when the anti gets here, all the way till the Messiah gets here, because that's when they're going to throw their silver and gold idols in the street. But we know that Scripture talks about no one will be able to buy or sell or trade except that he takes the mark in his right hand or in his forehead. So we know that's going to have something to do with the currency. That's what you buy or sell with. And it could be a tattoo. We talked about that. Could be a chip. We talked about that. Who knows what it is? It just gives us the location. And it does say in. Doesn't say on. So it's in your right hand or in your forehead. And but that's it, guys. It pays to be prepared now. Because if the lights go out, if we get hit with a CME, a coronal mass ejection from the sun, if we get hit with an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse weapon, pow, knocked all the lights out, are you prepared? Do you have candles? You have lamps, you have matches, you have lighters. Do you have storable food? Because just think about it. If the lights go out, you can't pump gasoline. Yeah, we go disappear, yeah. A lot of people are gonna disappear in the night because the government, quote unquote, FEMA camps, they'll still be working. They're already prepared for this. If it goes dark, they're gonna round up the dissidents, quote unquote, you know. Yeah. The domestic terrorists. Yeah, people who are not gonna go along with the NWO. They rounding them up in the darkness. And civil unrest will ensue. It'll be a war, a power struggle in the inner cities. And even in rural areas, it'll be a power struggle because there'll be a lack of authority. There won't be any police and structure and things like this, city ordinances and laws and rules. It'll be the law of the jungle. So whoever can amass the biggest force, the biggest gang, well, they're gonna make the rules. And of course, it's gonna be unfair to you. It's to benefit them and their little crew. So it's gonna be warlords, opposing forces. So everybody submit to it. But then at the end of the day, when they reestablish the order, it's gonna be them, you know. And the toughest guy is probably gonna sign on, make all his people sign on, and all their territories sign on, and y'all gonna worship the beast. Yeah. That's how it is, guys. That's how it's gonna be. But you can't worship the beast, because if you worship the beast, if you take the mark, your name is, if it's in the book, it's blotted out. And if it was never in the book, well, I mean, you was gonna get the same fate anyway. But it talk about it. If you take the mark of the beast, you're getting thrown in the lake of fire and brimstone. There you go. And they say hell and death is gonna get thrown in the lake of fire and brimstone as well. There you go. So we have to be ready, guys. From here on out, we have to grow our own food. We have to teach our own kids. Good morning, Kevin Scott. Shalom, shalom. We have to food, water. That's important for the survival. Think about everything else. We have to learn how to make our own clothes and repair everything, build our own everything, and make these relationships. If you're gonna raise some goats or whatever, chickens, you better get it now and start doing it. Because stuff is about to get crazy. And when it go crazy, man, your life ain't gonna be worth a nickel. Oh man, the garden. Pray over them, man. Talk to them. Fertilize them. They'll grow. Fertilize and filter that water you're putting on them. Yeah, guys, we have to be self-sufficient during this collapse thing, and then we have to be able to repel violence. We don't want to have to get into violence every time, but it's going to be a lot of it. It's going to be a lot of robbery, man. Just think about the jungle. There's predators and there's prey. You don't want to be the prey. You don't want to have to be a predator. you know. So you want to be able to repel the enemy if they come and try to make you the prey. You want to be able to repel them, because people, they may try to take what you have, that that you prepare for you and your family and whoever you're with, or who, So it could happen any day. My cell phone lost a signal the other day. I couldn't make a call. It was like dead. I couldn't make a call. And I'm like, I usually have a full thing of bars right here. Couldn't get on the internet. I'm like, man, I was wondering, I couldn't find out if anybody else is, because I wasn't around anybody else. And I was like, I wonder if they done took the net down, if they done took the communications down. If they take your form of communication down, man, they can move in an army real quick, take over an area real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Put out some fake official story. Nobody don't know what happened. Sure, man. And everybody in the FEMA camp. Or eradicated. So, downgrade, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of downgrading and get used to. Right now, we too used to luxury. Yeah, we gotta think old school. Think old school, because if you go with conveniences, pretty soon you'll be with the mark, because that's gonna be one of the perks for having the mark, making everything simple, making everything easy. You know what I'm saying? You'll be let in the system. You'll have all the, turn your life back on. But when you get off grid, it's an easy living, but it's necessarily not an easy living if you're hooked on these conveniences. And I'm not 100% off the grid. I'm still in the city. I'm trying to get out. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get out. But it's never too late. We just got to listen to the spirit that's within us, because greater is he who's within me than he's within the world. So when he tell us to go and where he tell us to go, he gonna have to make the way. He gonna have to pay the way. Yeah, because he might have us end up evacuating, going to different countries, different cities, different areas, and some people you might have to stay right there. You don't want to move on your own, because you might be jumping out of the frying pan right into the fire. Where you would have been safe if you would stayed, you went somewhere and got blowed up, or got caught in some flood, a tsunami or something, a wildfire. Yeah, so that's the times we're in, man. You got to try to be prepared for everything. There's no way you can prepare for everything, but that's the goal. Anyway, man, I don't want to talk y'all to death. I appreciate everybody who watched. Appreciate all my new subs. Thank you for the thumbs up, man. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate y'all. But the opening act is in the books, guys. Now, we're still waiting for them to coincide the stories, because everybody has a different version of what happens. All the details are sketchy right now. They're not matching. So they're going to sew it together. They're going to get a good narrative together. And then they'll come out with an official story. And all the allies to the U.S. will have a similar story. And then all the allies to the Ruskies will have another story. So, but this may have been the catalyst. Either way, Guardian, I agree. It's going to lead up to the same thing. And it might be sooner than you think. Because it's all is fair in love and war. With that said, this is Brian Anthony, your host with Beyond Babbitt, over and out. Brian Anthony, your host with Beyond Babbitt, over and out. I love y'all, man. Take it easy. Peace and blessings.